Two Zimbabwean men charged with poaching following the killing of Cecil the Lion have appeared in court. The pair are accused of luring the famous animal from a protected area so he could be hunted by US dentist Walter Palmer. Christine MacSween is director for the charity LionAid. Hello, thank you for joining us on Sky News this afternoon.
Hello.
So we heard what happened to Cecil the Lion. What sort of impact will that have in that part of the world?
Well, in terms of the Lion Park itself, the Hwange National Park, it's going to have a devastating impact because it is quoted that just one photographic safari lodge outside of the Hwange National Park can earn up to $9,000 per day from photographing Cecil. Now, Cecil was much photographed and he was much loved and a famous lion. So now that lion has been removed, it's going to have a devastating effect on the photographic tourism, which is all the community there that rely on that photographic tourism is going to be affected by killing Cecil. So $45,000 is reputedly what this hunter paid to hunt Cecil, and he could have earned many times more dollars than that for the community if he'd been left alive. And that's before you start talking about the conservation and the devastating impacts on the pride.
To be fair, he was an old boy, and he was probably likely to have died quite soon anyway, whether somebody like Jerry Coe, who was his sidekick, could have taken him out. So are we making too much of this guy shooting him?
No, absolutely not at all. There are only now barely, if that, 15,000 lions, wild lions, left in the whole of Africa. That's about 1,500 adult males, which are the trophy males that the hunters want to come and shoot. So you really cannot afford to take any more of those males out. And already Cecil was reputed to have 6 young cubs, and those cubs will now be killed by the incoming male into that pride, and probably some of the females will also be killed because they will be killed in trying to defend their cubs. This is a devastating impact. We don't have that many adult male lions left now in Africa, and we really cannot afford for trophy hunters, sport trophy hunters, to come in and shoot these lions.
There are hand-rearing opportunities, aren't there, for lions as well? Isn't that what is happening in quite a lot of, certainly South Africa, where they are then released into a reasonably small place and are then shot at?
There certainly is. It's called canned hunting, captive bred hunting, and at the moment it's taking place in South Africa, and there is a fear that it will be spread. It's a multi-million-dollar, hideously cruel industry where cubs are born. They are immediately taken away from the mother, who is taken round to be impregnated again. She will be impregnated up to 3 times a year, and that contrasts with a wild lioness who will maybe have a litter every 2 to 3 years. When that lioness can no longer produce cubs, she will be sold to a canned hunter where she will be shot. Those cubs, meanwhile, are marketed as orphans, and they are then marketed to volunteers around the world who will come in thinking they're helping conservation. They pay up to £1,500 to £2,000 for 2 weeks to come and stay at these farms, thinking that these lions are going to go back out into the wild. You cannot put a captive bred lion back out into the wild. They will bottle feed them. They will help the visitors come and photograph with them. They'll act as the staff, really, for those cubs. When they get a little bit bigger, they'll be taken on lion walks. And then when they get too big for that, they might be leased out for a while to these hotels. And when they then get to about the age of 2, when they're too dangerous for that, they're then sold on to just be fattened up, really, and people can look at them from a vehicle. And when they get to about 4 or 5 and they're of a big enough size for a trophy, they're sold to the canned hunters. They're put into a large enclosure, and then somebody comes and shoots them dead. and they tend to shoot them in the body rather than in the head, because they want to preserve the quality of the trophy. It will be a tourist hunter who is probably not a very good shot. The lion, just like Cecil, will die a lingering death, and then the trophy hunter will go home with his head and his skin. The bones will be sent on to Laos and to Vietnam, and that's the end of that lion. And it is a hideously cruel industry that needs to be closed down.
Final thought before we let you go: what should happen to the dentist?
Well, I don't know what the dentist is going to plead. I mean, first thing he should do is he should stop trophy hunting immediately, as should anybody else, and examine his conscience as to why he wants to contribute to the extinction of the African lion. They are very close to extinction now. It's up to the authorities. He's going to plead that he thought this lion was legal, but in actual fact, this lion was a poached lion because there was no lion permit. He should have checked that. And it's going to be up to him to plead his case. I can't say I have a lot of sympathy for him, but that's going to be up to the US authorities to decide what they're going to do with him.
OK, thank you.
Thank you very much.